the menu that has all the utilities just by entering a question mark down here in the search bar and hitting enter. It's at the very bottom of the screen.
Okay.
And it's right. Can you see it? Uh-oh. Yeah,
there we go.
There we go. Okay.
That's what I was looking for.
We hit enter, and up pops this screen. And this is going to tell you, I'll make it big for you. This is going to tell you all of the different things this can do. If you see on the left-hand side, there are short little terms that actually, these are representative of the website that the toolbar is going to search for.
Ah, right there.
Search through, yeah.
Okay.
So like here is Anantech, and I'm going to, as an example, look how many there are.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this is just so great, and it's all the ones that you would ever really need to go to search for anything. One on here is WebMD, which I know is a great one for people who are sick or have any issues about, any questions about illnesses. That's where they're going to go. So what you do,
go ahead,
is you go back down here to the search bar, and you hit MD, and you hit cold. Enter. It opens up the browser. And it's already searched cold in there, right there for you.
Wow. Specifically on WebMD, you use the key term.
Right. And the key terms are all listed in that menu before. Let me show you how it works on, like, say we're just working on this Word document, Call for Help is the best show in the world. And
not that we're biased.
Yeah. No, of course not. And you want to search something right there, and you don't even need to open up a browser window. You just hit enter, and there it pops it up. Nice and easy.
Wow.
And this, you can even, like, translate websites. Let me show you how you do that. That's pretty cool. You just put the URL in.
See, I guess I've only used it for specific reasons, but you know, there's so much functionality.
Yeah, and then you go EN, stands for English, dash ES stands for Spanish, and I've already done it over here, so we don't need to wait for it. But yeah, what it's going to do is it's going to bring TechTV up in Spanish.
Wow.
Awesome. Okay, so on to the next one. You got to check that one out, though. You people at home, you'll absolutely love it.
I've got to use it more. Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so if you've noticed up here, my toolbar up here is really pretty. It has this cute picture of a cat. This is from hotbar.com. Great website. I'm going to take you to the website, and I'm going to explain what we've got here. Now, what you do is, the thing I like about this toolbar the best is the pictures. It makes it look nice and pretty, but it has a lot of functionality as well. Depending on which website you go to, these buttons here will bring up the most popular sites in those areas.
Okay.
That has over, thousands and thousands of skins, all different categories. Awesome, awesome.
Unless, of course, it crashes on you.
Like it just did. But anyway,
okay, it's still there.
Yeah, okay, here we are back. It's going to give you, if you want to search the web, it gives you lots of different suggestions of the best websites in those areas to go to. Great.
Wow, two additions that will really make your browsing experience and just your Windows experience in general all better.
Yes.
Without using Google. Not to say that it's not
we love
good.
Google, but you should try these out.
For sure.
Spice of life.
So where can people get a hold of you if they have suggestions?
They could send them to cat@techtv.com, and you can also go to the website and check out the article that I've written on these two awesome toolbars. That's techtv.com/call-for-help in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I think you guys know. You know our website, don't you? He's not paying attention. You think you got game? Thank you, Kat.
You're welcome.
Want to learn how to become a power gamer? Then stay tuned, because the founder of SharkyExtreme.com, Alex Sharky Ross, is going to take us to school when Call for Help continues.
Pushing farther. Reaching higher. Moving at the speed of light. TechTV, the new television network about technology. TechTV, television about technology.
You could win a Gateway PC from TechTV. Weekdays from March 4th to the 15th, TechTV's giving away one Gateway 500 SE computer a day. Just go to techtv.com/getapc. Then watch the screensavers that night at 7 p.m. Eastern. If your name is selected, you'll be called. Answer a trivia question about that evening's show.
Oh my gosh!
And you'll be a winner. Win a Gateway PC from TechTV, television about technology.
With so many computer choices out there, how do you know which is best for you?
A proven winner is Compact's Presario 8000Z, recipient of PC Magazine's December 2001 Editor's Choice Award for Top Performing PC, and the topic of today's Digital Avenue.
We've created a system that provides the best of everything: performance, graphics, multimedia, and networking. PC Magazine even calls it the best of the whiz-bang boxes, and we're very proud of that.
With features like an AMD Athlon XP 1800 Plus processor, 6 USB ports, NVIDIA GeForce video controller, DVD-R, CD-ROM, and an 80 gig hard drive, it's no wonder this computer outperforms the competition.
Our AMD Athlon XP processor has proven that performance is much more than megahertz. With our QuantaSpeed architecture, we have boosted overall productivity. That means your PC will operate at peak performance even when running multiple applications.
AMD Athlon processors were used in the design, development, and testing of Microsoft Windows XP. Since Windows XP comes standard with the Presario 8000Z, you can count on top software performance. And when you purchase your 8000Z, you can opt for the Athlon XP 2000 Plus for even more power.
With the 8000Z, you can burn CDs, create your own movies, and do incredible 3D gaming. And since Compaq can custom configure a system to meet your needs, the possibilities are endless. With prices starting at $949, this is the computer for you.
To buy your Presario 8000Z direct from Compaq or to learn more about this award-winning computer, go to Compaq.com/8000Z or call 888-593-7194. For Digital Avenue, I'm Teresa Richardson.
Seems like it's more time. Hey, I was just maxing my frame rates with Alex Sharkey Ross, the founder of SharkyExtreme.com, a very popular gaming site on the internet, and he's going to do his best to turn me into a power gamer, finally. I'm moving past solitaire, and Alex, thank you for coming in to help.
Oh, thank you.
Now, we hear a lot about gaming, but we're not exactly sure how to start recommending the type of hardware. What type of hardware would you recommend starting with to have a good game?
First thing you need is money.
Oh, okay.
That's the first thing. And
All
understanding parents or spouse or whoever. And the second thing you need to do is really start off with a good 3D card. Most PCs come with, I don't know, either onboard or just some sort of old 3D card from, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago.
And we're talking, this is the one that I was holding up a little earlier, before the show had started. This is the NVIDIA GeForce 4 Ti 4600, 128 megabytes.
That's right.
RAM on here.
Yeah, BGA RAM. See those little squares
These
there?
These chips here?
Yeah, that's the RAM for you.
Wow. And this just normally fits in an AGP slot?
That's correct.
What does AGP mean specifically for people that are playing games?
Well, it means accelerated graphics port, but you guys don't really care about that.
No, we don't.
No, what it really means is this will accelerate 3D for you. So a lot of these 3D games that are out now, like Serious Sam, Medal of Honor, they have complex 3D engines, and they require a lot of processing power that, a CPU by itself and a sort of regular 3D card can't cope with. I mean, there's a lot of polys to push, polygons.
Okay. So you're talking about CPU alongside getting a good video card. This is, I don't know
It's not a miracle worker. You still need the heart of the machine.
This is a CPU. This is an AMD chip.
Yeah.
And which one is this?
This is the Athlon XP 2000 XP.
Okay.
And runs at 1.67 gigahertz.
Wow.
So that's a pretty nippy CPU.
That naming convention's kind of odd.
Yeah, it's that marketing cack all over. You know what I mean?
Go figure.
Yeah, but it's currently the gamer's favorite CPU. Just bang for your buck. That's the one to go for, I'd say.
So that CPU video card. What about some type of controller? What?
Most 3D first-person shooters. That's the genre that everybody really likes. You really just need a keyboard and a mouse.
All right.
Learn to use those. Forget joysticks. Those are kind of, waggle those on something else. I don't know. But you can also have this little thing, which is quite cool, called the Nostromo N50. And it substitutes for a keyboard, so you can kind of get rid of this and just feel a bit more comfy. Unless you're left-handed, in which case you're, I don't know.
They don't make a southpaw version?
No, they discriminated against the southpaws.
Okay, so what if you don't have a very good or very powerful gaming system? Oops, sorry.
Well, get a screwdriver. Go to somewhere like pricewatch.com and find yourself a 3D card from either NVIDIA or ATI. You can get one for, anywhere from $150 up to $400 for that, which you don't really need to spend $400. That's
video card.
Yeah, that's for the video card, and then about $150 for the CPU.
All right. So I understand we have some actual comparison footage showing a system, the same system with different video cards in it to really show you the difference side by side. Oh, wow. This is the same system, just different video cards.
Yeah, you can see, with the awful 3D card in there, you're getting a really bad frame rate.
Obviously, that one on the right.
Explosions occur. Yeah, the one on the right. As explosions occur, it just slows down. It just can't handle all the characters on there, the explosions, and other sort of complex 3D features going on.
Literally, wow.
I'm not sure if you turned on AA on the left one, but
AA being anti-aliasing?
Yes, that kind of gets rid of all the jaggies and the pixel, sort of pixel popping, that kind of stuff.
It shows you guys at home, how much a good video card...
A good video card will just make your game run faster, it'll look crisper, you can play at higher resolutions, which is always nice.
All right.
So things just look better.
Where could you get a hold of any gaming tips?
For example, Serious Sam, if you just went to GameFAQs.com, that's a good place. And
see if we can get there. GameFAQs, FAQ, frequently asked questions.
That's the one. And if you just sort of type Serious Sam in there, using the keyboard, not this.
No, not that little controller. Boy, this is just weird.
Yeah, it is weird, but if you just sort of use it for a while, you'll get comfy. Just make sure you got big hands. Grow some fingers.
I've got a problem then.
You have a problem.
I have small hands. Small hands, warm heart. Isn't that what they always said?
That's what they say. So, oops.
It's okay.
Just go back here.
Now this has got a listing of a lot of,
there you go.
I'm assuming...
Yeah, of any kind of game, actually for Xbox or for, any other console.
Oh, wow, not just PC games.
Yeah. And this, there we go. For some reason it doesn't want to come up.
We're in an endless loop. That's okay.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
It's okay.
Facts and guides. So there's a walkthrough. And there's one for secrets, but let's just go to a walkthrough.
Okay, and a walkthrough would be...
Start at level 1, jump this way, jump that way, shoot this guy, shoot that guy.
So that's what I used to get through Grim Fandango a few years ago. I used to walk through.
Yeah.
Very cool. So what about the hardware side of things? I know we kind of blasted through this stuff real quick. Where can we get more information and more details about the type of hardware we'd want?
There's quite a few places. If you're looking for something, free, then, the good old internet, sites like HardOCP, they have daily updates. Kyle, our good friend Kyle, that's right. He's known for, spitting out marketing. So,
He's done a great job with the website, hardocp.com.
Yeah, or even the magazine we write for.
CPU.
Yeah.
That's right, you do.
Yes, we do, don't we? We just have bad haircuts. But
especially now, they put caricatures, and my hair is really exaggerated. You got to see this; it's insane.
I got tiger stripes.
Wow, this is insane. So
he's got daily updates and reviews of all these products. So when you go into a store, there's tons of video cards to choose from. Tons of CPUs as well. So
don't want to go out there making a decision just based off of what you think is okay. Check with us these particular sites and make sure you know what you're getting into. Thank you, Alex.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
Again, for coming in. Alex Ross, the founder of Sharky Extreme. And if you want to know how to become a power gamer, just check out the article Alex wrote for us at techtv.com/call-for-help. It's got a listing of the hardware you'll need and links to these informative sites and a few more. Up next, why pay a small fortune for Photoshop when you can download the GIMP, that's its name, for free? And Roger Chang has got it, the free file of the day, when Call for Help returns.
Think of e-business as a game. You got players, you got management, you got opponents who don't always play by the rules. This game takes strategy and the ability to move that metaphorical ball that is information with more money on the line than in any other game that's ever been played. E-business isn't just a game, it's the game. So if you're going to play, play to win.
Hey, Dad, my tuition's due.
How much do you need?
About $8,500.
What if getting money from your home equity was this painless? Well, thanks to Ditech.com, it may be. Just log on or call 1-800-71-FIXED now. Our whole application process is fast and easy.
Hey, Mom, we need another roll.
We'll arrange an appraiser, notary, and even deliver to your door. Ditech.com, your mortgage solution delivered.
You flip,
but they flop. Now your pancakes are a mess, and all that butter and fat to cook them. There's got to be a better way. Introducing the Perfect Pancake, the world's first spatula-free pancake maker. Just pour in your favorite batter, close the handle, and flip it. Presto, a golden brown pancake with no mess and no added fat. Now flip delicious blueberry, fluffy apple cinnamon, or mouth-watering buttermilk flapjacks. Fast, easy, and without using a spatula. Oh no, you broke the yolk again. But watch what happens with the Perfect Pancake. 3 eggs over easy without ever breaking a yolk. Call now and get the Perfect Pancake for only $19.95. You'll also receive this heart-shaped pancake ring for a Valentine's treat or a birthday breakfast free. Call right now and receive this no-drip batter dispenser free. This incredible offer is all yours for just $19.95. Call now.
Call 1-800-317-9977 to order your Perfect Pancake for just $19.95. Make Perfect Pancakes and eggs without breaking the yolk. Call now.
Head over to the Call for Help website, techtv.com/call-for-help, and scroll down a bit. See, there's our Technobabble. You can get some freeware there. Right-click with power. But we're going to talk about My Computer, the best ripping software. Now, when we say ripping, we're talking about yanking data from CDs. Now, I just so happen to like Nero as the application to take audio tracks off of a particular CD. And I was doing it this weekend with my CDs of Schoolhouse Rock. I just found out, actually, that they're coming out with a DVD. I found that from, I think it's blogbaby.com.
Is that from Rhino?
What do you mean Rhino?
No,
I think it's actually being produced with... Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. I can't remember. I'm going to have to find the information for me. Anyway, tell me what your favorite burning software is. Head over to this website, techtv.com/call-for-help. Leave your feedback here in the talkback section or send an email message to mycomputer@techtv.com. And Roger's out here for a reason. He's going to present the free file, something called the GIMP.
The GIMP, yes. It is an acronym.
Okay.
And it stands for GNU Image Manipulation Program. Basically, it's an open source version of a Photoshop image editor.
It's got a lot of windows, too.
Yes, it is kind of the only downside I can really find about this program is that it is kind of clunky and it's kind of confusing if you've never used anything like this program before. Let me close that.
Sure.
But what it does offer is a very powerful set of tools that allow you to do a lot of the things that you normally would use Photoshop or even PaintShop Pro for in a basically not easy to use, but free in a free software program.
But you say it's not that incredibly easy to use.
It's not difficult, but it does take you learning the actual instruction. Like, for example, if you use Photoshop for the first time, you could probably sit there for an hour and figure out how to use at least a portion of the available tools. Here, you kind of get the same tools, but they're not laid out in the same way. For example, you have your brush selector, and of course they have some really odd brushes here. But, you know, unless you had this toolbar box open, you would have never known that you would be able to, like, now how come I can't draw? It's because you have one of these other tools selected. But you didn't see that because it wasn't laid out in front of you.
There's a lot of different, if you notice in the taskbar, there's a lot of different things running down there,
yes.
A lot of windows.
And that's another thing is that when you open Photoshop, it's just one program. But when you open GIMP, that it comes out in each in its individual window, which, I mean, in some ways it's easier because you can just kind of tab between what you want to do.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Now, you can use it for photos, you can use it for image editing. What operating systems is it available for?
It was originally written for the Unix/Linux platform, but it's actually out now for the Windows 32-bit, so basically any Windows 98, 95, as well as 2000 XP. The only thing it doesn't support right now is GIF, and that's to do with a legal wrangling over basically who owns the GIF format and who has the ability to license that out.
Is that Unisys? It's got a stranglehold on it?
I think it is. It's a very interesting play, but suffice to say, GIF is not supported currently.
That's okay. You can always use an image manipulator to save something.
Or you just open up the Windows Internet Explorer and save as a bitmap.
There's a tip for you guys. You can drag and drop an image into Internet Explorer and save it as something different, like a bitmap.
Yes.
Which this will work with.
Correct.
Very nice. Something called the GIMP. Again, we got the link for you over at our website, techtv.com/call-for-help. Call for help. This is Chris Pirillo and Roger Chang. Kat, how can we help someone?
Well, on the Intel Tech TV Netcam network, it's Billy from Union, New Jersey. He needs some help.
Ah, Billy!
Hey, how are you, Chris?
Doing good. How about yourself?
All right.
Roger was just out your way.
Oh, really?
I was in Jersey City. I have absolutely no idea where Union is in New Jersey. But I
Not
figured
that
it's a
far
small
away.
state would have ran into
How's
it.
New York, Roger?
How was
it?
It
was great. I wouldn't mind living there maybe a year, but nothing longer. The weather. It's the weather. I'm so used to California. Sorry.
So yeah.
Mild summers or mild winters, I should say.
Well, we're glad you made it back safe. That's for sure.
Yeah,
Thank you.
We are too. Thank you, Billy. What can you help you with?
Okay, I have a question. How are viruses created, and who creates them?
Oh boy, it's kind of a double-edged sword, I would say. Viruses they're programs that are pretty much designed to cause damage and wreak havoc. Why are they created? People get bored. They want to extract vengeance.
It's most of the time it's someone. Think of it as a way of graffiti, a cyber graffiti. It's a way to tag a building, or in this case, someone's computer. It's a way to get your name out. So, hey, look, I caused so many problems, so many, issues with computer systems worldwide that people are putting my name or my program out there on the front page of the newspaper. I guess in their sense, it's a cool way to say, hey, look what I did. I messed up everyone's computer around the world, and I'm the one that did it. Only me. It's kind of an
elitist.
It's
type
kind of a male adolescent thing.
Not to say that all people who design viruses are male adolescents, but
it's kind of a one-upmanship. It's always about trying to show off your skills.
But there's really no reason to create a virus other than to say I've done it, and sometimes actually viruses are created to kind of cause a bit of stir in the sense that we all know that Windows is not 100% perfect. No operating system is, but a lot of viruses are created for it because 90% of the world is using Windows, so they find exploits and they actually write programs specifically designed to exploit those holes that are in the operating system. So it's a way to call attention to a problem that may otherwise go glossed over.
And as to the question about what are they written in, they're written in a number of different languages. Some are as simple as Visual Basic or actually macros. Within Word. I mean, that can create a virus, and it's very simple to use. Or it can be something complex as an assembly language, or even, C, something very popular. One thing I haven't seen in it is Java, which is...
I'm sure it'll come if it hasn't already.
But I think Java's, the way it's designed doesn't allow for that, hopefully.
Wait, they have that website?
Can they?
Yeah.
You bet they can. Anything that's going to be connected or used, anything that deals with software is susceptible to any type of virus attack, Billy. That's a sad fact, but... just the way it goes.
More of this, yeah.
Thanks for the call. I understand we have another caller on the line. Is that true?
Yeah, that's what you do. It's Jerry from Cleveland, Ohio.
Jerry!
Hey.
Can't see you, but we can hear you loud and clear.
I was calling to ask, how do you have a program that I can download that allows me to create 3D modeling?
Oh, really? You thinking about getting into that field?
No, not really. I just want to maybe create maybe a cartoon or something like that.
Oh, sure. Then I think we've got a couple suggestions, one of which is available for free, something called Maya Personal Edition. This is actually a scaled-down version from the one that would cost $8,000. This is free.
Yeah.
It does have a watermark, though.
Yes, and you do a registration process in order to download. It's a large program, so it takes a while to download, but they actually issued this out for people like you, as well as students, and people want to play with the application, figure out how to use it. But the restriction they place on it is no commercial usage. So in other words, you can't download it and start creating projects or animations with it and trying to sell it out.
Yeah.
Because they do put that watermark in.
Yeah, and it's like the watermark is basically like an image that's splashed across.
Or in this case, it's I think it's one of the lower right or lower left.
There's two.
Two?
Yeah, there's a bug in the corner, and then it says created with Elias Wavefront. Yeah, blah blah blah. So that's one. There's another one that doesn't have that limitation called Blender. You can find that at blender.nl. Is that right?
Blender3D.com.
There we go. They've changed it a bit, I guess.
NL is the original Dutch site, and this is their worldwide site right now. And what's cool about Blender is that it's totally open source, which means it's free. The only downside, like a lot of other open sources, it's because it's been pieced together by different authors over a while. It's maybe not as intuitive to use, but it's a very powerful program.
Yeah. And
but you will need to spend some time reading the instructions and actually learning the concepts of 3D animation before you can actually take advantage of what Blender has to offer.
It's kind of like GIMP. You were saying that a lot of developers have come along after the author had originally developed it and added their own 2 cents, I guess, for it. Jerry, do you think those two will help you get up and running?
Sure.
Good. Well, actually, if you do create something with either one of them, we'd love to see it.
Okay.
You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. We just like knowing that the recommendations that we make are actually working for people.
All right.
It's a good thing. Thanks for the call, Jerry.
Hey, thank you.
We appreciate it. Thank you, Roger.
Sure.
Once again, you are just a cookie jar of knowledge.
Just a jar?
Well, maybe, I was going to say VAT, but I didn't want to, like, you know, I know you're sensitive about your...
VAT?
One more chance to take the daily quiz, techtv.com/call-for-help. Click on the quiz. Answer correctly, you'll be in the running for a Call for Help t-shirt. So here's today's quiz. Which is not peer-to-peer software? eDonkey 2000, Morpheus, Sheriff UCAN, or NetMeeting? Oh, I'm going to have to throw you into the game.
Change the face of digital photography. With the Intel Pentium 4 processor, the center of your digital world.
How to cut your current monthly bills by as much as 50% or more.
Hi, I'm Bob Vila. Sometimes, no matter how hard you work at it, you just can't seem to make ends meet. You're writing those checks every month, and you just barely have enough money to pay your bills, much less save anything. Want to change all that? Here's how. Call Home 123. They can help you cut your monthly bills by as much as 50%.
Let's say these are some of your monthly payments. Home 123 can show you how to turn all those payments into one low monthly payment that could be as little as half of what you're paying now. In this example, that would be almost $500 extra in your pocket. Just think what you could do with money like that. You could make it happen right now with one call. If you own your home, call Home 123. Even if your credit isn't exactly perfect, they'll come up with a loan that's right for you. Call now and see how easy it can be to make ends meet. Call 1-800-HOME-123 or visit us on the web at home123.com. It's how to get the money you need.
The new home run king of baseball. In the all-white head. And there it is. He's got a no-hitter. He's no-hitter. He's got the no-hitter. And there's a new all-time run scored record holder. And the D-backs 1-2 punch mows down the opposition.
The Yankees add another building block to their dynasty.
See Major League Baseball's next great moment with MLB Extra Innings from DirecTV. To order, visit us at DirecTVSports.com.
It's simple. It's easy. Get the best pay-per-view movies in the comfort of your home with Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV. You can order from a huge selection of new titles every week. With frequent start times and digital technology, you get immediate movie satisfaction any time of day. And you never need to pick up the phone. Just order using your remote. For complete listings, consult your on-screen guide, starting at Channel 100. Blockbuster Ticket, only on DirecTV, the most convenient choice for the newest movies.
MSN. Use it to join carpooling group. And send email. Pick you up at 7. Use it to get instant messages. And buy rock ballads. Volume 6. Want a great alternative to AOL? Microsoft Technology makes MSN more useful every day. Call now to sign up.
Before the break, we asked you, which is not peer-to-peer software? eDonkey 2000, Morpheus, Sheriff UCAN, or NetMeeting? And the answer is actually C, Sheriff UCAN. But I know of it doesn't exist yet. But what does exist is our bonus tip. If you listen to MP3s, internet radio stations, and watch movies with the Windows Media Player, why not make a multimedia playlist of your favorites? So we've got open the new Windows Media Player. We've got Windows XP here, but this will work just the same in Windows 98 and other versions as long as you've got this version of the Windows Media Player running. We flip down to the Radio Tuner presets here, and these are our presets. And by the way, you can go in and add and search and make all these new things. If I wanted to add Jazz FM, because I love jazz, go Flim and the BBs, woohoo! I click and then drag it over, here, let me grab it there, come on, go, drag and drop it into, as soon as I can grab it, unless of course it's not going to let me grab it, but that's okay. After you've searched through your hard drive for your favorite song or movie, you find an MP3, you drag it basically into there, you click the Radio Tuner preset link in the media library, right over here, that's what I'm talking about, and then you would be able to drag and drop into the left-hand panel the icon to your playlist. And these are my sample playlists here. This is what I'm trying to show you here, and hopefully it'll work for you. The Radio Tuner presets. If I wanted to, actually, I'm going to do this simple way. I'm just going to add a playlist and send it to the Send To playlist. So Radio Free, Virgin, Liquid, whatever. is in the Send To playlist, or at least it should. Oh boy, I'm not even going to bother looking for it, but that's how you do it! Easy to do. Because normally you'd be, anyway, drag and drop, double click, whatever. However, whatever works for you, works for me. And you know what works for me as well? If I can finish speaking, why don't you tell us who's been sending us the email, Kat?
Are you okay?
I hope so.
Okay, well, Michael sent us an email. He says that once in a while my computer gets slow and lags. It says I need more virtual memory. Do you know where I can get more?
Ooh, does he say what operating system he's got?
He is using Windows XP.
Okay. If you're looking to bump up the virtual memory, and that's a part of your hard drive that's basically used to kind of emulate physical memory, right-click on My Computer, then I believe it's flipped over to the Advanced tab. Is it Settings? No, wait, no, I know where it is. Environment Variables.
Right.
And then, no, I was wrong. It is Settings. Advanced. And then down here, Virtual Memory, Change. And then you can change that. Right now it's set at a variable width between, or size, 384 megabytes or 768 megabytes. And in here, you could bump it up if it's not enough. Of course, you could lower it. My suggestion, to see it says custom size, I say just go with the system managed size, and then it'll be smart enough to know whether it needs more memory or virtual memory or not.
It's supposed to be smart, right?
It's supposed to be, and if you have that, we didn't have that option turned on, but then again, when have we ever been smart?
I think you're pretty smart. All right, Kelly wants to know, I was wondering how to remove the partitions that section off the hard drive into different drive sections.
Okay, Kelly?
Yeah.
Do they say, I don't know if it's a guy or girl, is it, did they say what operating system they're using?
Windows 95, 98, and ME.
Okay, I would actually go over to PowerQuest.com. They make a piece of software that I've actually recommended for years, and it's only gotten better with age. Something called Partition Magic. Yeah. And with Partition Magic, you're going to be able to, PowerQuest, come on, let's go to, I think you can actually download a demo. If not, that's okay, because I know you can purchase Partition Magic. And what this will allow you to do is basically manage those partitions on your hard drive. And a partition is a section of the hard drive that could be you can have a virtual drive. So instead of having like one physical 30 gig drive, you could have umpteen different physical drives. So you can have a C, D, E, F, G, and you split them up because you want to split up your data and whatnot. I'll put the link for you in the show notes. Thank you, Kat.
All right.
I'd also like to thank our guest, Alex Sharkey Ross, for stopping by, and of course, all of you for watching. See you later.
Monopoly or pro-consumer? A new bill could squash independent broadband providers, but the Baby Bells say they need less regulation to compete. So what can be done to spur DSL service and adoption? Hey there, welcome to Silicon Spin. I'm John C. Dvorak. Want low-cost DSL? Want to pick and choose between the companies that sell it to you? No chance if the Baby Bell phone companies can get the Towson Dingle bill passed. But as TechTV's Erica Hill tells us, the Senate might have another idea.
It's a landmark day for high-tech and telecommunications on Capitol Hill, and a landmark day for consumers who want low-cost DSL internet access. The question is, will they ever get it? The immediate issue is the so-called Towson Dingle bill, which easily passed a vote in the House. The bill would loosen regulations on the Baby Bell phone companies like Qwest and SBC, allowing them to close their networks to DSL competitors. But that access is a key provision of the 1996 Telecommunications Act and a lifeline for smaller providers like Covat Communications. Opponents say if the bill passes, it's a government-made monopoly.
If you're like I am and you want to have your choices and be able to get things at reasonable prices going forward in the future and have our government work for all the people, then please support us in trying to kill this bill.
The bill is now headed to the Senate, where it faces a difficult fight.
Well, we're discussing DSL access and whether the government should allow the Bells to close off their lines to competition. If you have questions or comments, give us a call at 1-888-989-7879. We'll try to get you on the air. Or email us at siliconspin@techtv.com. We'll try to get that on the air. You can also take the viewer poll. And today we're asking if you think that DSL should be deregulated. Head to siliconspin.com to answer that question. Now let's introduce today's guests, both from our Washington, D.C. bureau. Jeff Eisenach, who is the president of the Progress and Freedom Foundation, which studies the digital revolution and its implications for public policy, He also serves on the faculty of the George Mason University Law School. And Jason Oxman, Assistant General Counsel at Covad Communications. And prior to joining Covad, he served as counsel for advanced communications in the Office of the Plans and Policy, or the Office of Plans and Policy at the FCC. Jeffrey, let me start with you. Why do you think the Bell data line should be deregulated?
Well, John, importantly, I think the setup kind of got it wrong. The rules currently require that the lines are open, and the new rules under Tozian-Dingle would continue to require that the lines are open. The question really goes to new investments made by incumbent telephone companies and whether the prices that those companies are going to have to resell those new investments at. Long and short of it, if a company goes and digs a trench and puts in a new fiber optic cable, should they be forced to resell that to all comers at prices that are at best at their costs or even below their costs, or should they be allowed to make a fair profit on those new investments? If we want to get the new investments made, we're going to have to let them make a new profit. They won't make them. And if that does happen, what you're going to see is the monopoly that's really emerging here, which is a cable monopoly over residential broadband services. We're going to see that monopoly really come to fruition without any kind of challenge from other technologies.
Jason, that sounds reasonable the way he explains it. What's wrong with this picture?
Well, what's wrong with this picture is that that's actually not what Tozian-Dingle does. The legislation addresses a far different question than the one that Jeff raises, which certainly is an interesting question about the need for the Bell companies to recover their costs in deploying services. Unfortunately, what Tozian-Dingle does is it draws an arbitrary distinction. It kind of redlines consumers, draws a distinction between consumers that are served over a home-run piece of copper, an all-copper loop, and consumers that are served over loops that may have fiber optic cable in them. And instead of addressing the pricing provisions of the 1996 Telecom Act, what Tozian-Dingle does is serves to limit consumers' access to a variety of competitive service offerings over those loops that may have fiber in them. So although the question of pricing of these services is certainly an interesting one, rather than address the pricing provisions of the current law, what Tozian-Dingle does is eliminate the underlying obligation to provide those facilities to competitors at all. Very different question than what Jeff raises.
Jeff, Jason, and your analysis is totally different. What's wrong with what Jason said?
What Jason's saying isn't what the bill says. What the bill says is passed, and there was an amendment introduced on the last day of consideration by Representative Booyer from Indiana and Representative Towns from, I think, New York. And what that amendment did is it said that the open access requirement is going to continue to apply to all new facilities, including fiber facilities, which are going to be designated as common carrier facilities, and to which the incumbents, the people who build those facilities, are going to have to provide access under this law, very specifically, going to have to provide access at fair and just rates. Now, Jason's concern is that the presumption would be that the rates that are charged are fair and just, and that he would not have the kind of power that Covad has exercised over the political process so far to be able to get those rates charged at prices below cost. And so what we're really talking about here is political power. Covad doesn't like the fact that under the new rules that would be implemented under Tozian-Dingle, they would still have access, but they'd have to pay a fair price for them.
All right, well, let's take a break. And, Jason, I'm going to get back to you because I didn't know you guys had that much political clout.
Neither did I.
According to Jeff. Anyway, remember, we want to hear from you out there. If you have any questions or comments, give us a call at 1-888-989-7879. Surely you must have some opinion on this, or email us at siliconspin@techtv.com. You can also take the viewer poll. Question, should DSL be deregulated? Head to siliconspin.com to answer that question. Coming up, killing off the independent providers could cost us all big money. We'll talk about that next.
Coming this April to TechTV. For the first time on television, TechTV's 2002 Technology Festival. A month of amazing television about the technology impacting your life. And gadget giveaways every day, all month long. From communication to transportation, from medical breakthroughs to the world of sports, technology is changing the way we live, work, and play. And TechTV is the television network that covers it all. And during TechTV's 2002 Technology Festival, you'll see it all like never before. Also in April, don't miss TechTV's great gadget giveaway. Every day, all month long, a new chance to win flat panel monitors, PDAs, digital cameras, and more.
It's all part of TechTV's 2002 Technology Festival, coming this April, only on TechTV.
Right here, right now.
I felt so proud of myself because I had read a 24-chapter book. I thought, wow, that Hooked on Phonics really worked.
Presenting the newest version of Hooked on Phonics, now with 30 easy-to-use computer games to make learning fun. See an improvement in your child's reading in 4 weeks or your money back. Call in the next 10 minutes and receive National Geographic's 30 Memorable Years on 10 CD-ROMs free with your order. Call now, 1-800-ABCDEFG.
It's time you expected more from an insurance company. So call Progressive Auto Insurance, and we can give you our low price and the rates for up to 3 leading competitors. And that could save you hundreds.
We want you to save money, even if it's not with us.
Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE now or visit Progressive.com. Compare rates and buy a policy instantly. We want you to save money, even if it's not with us. You could start saving now. Call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE. Not what you'd expect from an insurance company.
Billy Mays here for Orange Clean. Unleash the power of pure orange oil. In the kitchen, it's the tough-acting degreaser that wipes away grease and grime. It's a multi-purpose cleaner that's tough enough to clean all around your home. Use it in the microwave. Orange Clean has no toxic fumes. It's great for countertops, for mica, laminate, even towel. It wipes out the fingerprints and markings on the fridge. It cleans and deodorizes without using harmful chemicals. Use it in the sink, the shower, the tub. It helps get rid of water spots and soap film. When you call, you'll receive not one, but 2 22-ounce bottles of Orange Clean. We'll also include our Orange Clean degreasing foam, perfect for vertical surfaces. You get all this, not for $20. We'll cut the price in half, only $9.99. Here's how to order.
Call to order the Orange Clean Multipurpose Cleaner, and we'll include the degreasing foam with your paid order. Call 1-800-363-2882. Call now.
Welcome back to Silicon Spin. The opponents of the Tozan Dingle bill says it'll give the Baby Bell companies a lock on providing DSL services somehow, and push out the little guys like Covad and other independent providers, many of whom have already been pushed out. Jason, exactly why can't Covad compete if this bill is passed? Wouldn't it just mean that you're going to just pay a little more?
Well, fortunately, that's a hypothetical and quite a weak hypothetical in my view, because this bill is dead on arrival in the Senate. I'm sure, as Erica noted at the top, that most people are aware that the opposition to this bill in the Senate is very strong.
Why is the opposition? Who's behind? Who wants this bill? The Senate is like a half and half Republicans, Democrats. I don't know. Is this a party line thing? Is it the Democrats that want this bill? Is it the Republicans? I mean, who's pushing who around here?
Well, the Bell companies are pushing everyone around. It's part of their broader agenda to
so this is a nonpartisan issue.
Yeah, it is. And fortunately in the Senate, we have bipartisan opposition to this bill, spearheaded by no one shorter than Senator Fritz Hollings, who's the chair of the Senate Commerce Committee. Obviously, the Senate Commerce Committee is in charge of this bill. They have jurisdiction over it. It's Senator Hollings who took to the floor of the Senate last week and called this bill blasphemy, to quote him. So it's pretty clear that this bill will never see the light of day in the Senate. And, of course...
Well, then we don't have to worry about it. I don't even know what we're talking about it, now that you mention it. But what's the exactly why does he call it blasphemy? Is it because of the 1996 Telecommunications Act?
That's exactly right. After he called the bill blasphemy, he took the Bells to task for having written the 96 Act themselves, because that's what they did in order to get themselves into the long-distance market, something they've been barred from for 100 years, and then turning around and try to undo the very provisions that they had written by eliminating competition over the monopoly network that you and I built over the course of the last 100 years, thanks to that government grant of monopoly. It's a sham by the Bells. And it's a sham that, fortunately, has had its day in the sun and is about to retreat back into its cave.
Jeff, the 1996 Telecommunications Act, to me, hasn't done anything anyway. I mean, so where's that headed?
Well, look, I think the 1996 Telecom Act had a lot of positive things going for it.
I don't see one benefit from that act. It seems to me that it was something of a scam to begin with.
Oh, I disagree with that. I do think the way it was implemented by the FCC was a scam. And if you read Reed Hunt's book, which is worth anybody interested in this subject reading, the former chairman of the FCC under President Clinton, he talks about how they took some ambiguities in the law, and as he said, like engineers trying to straighten the Leaning Tower of Pizza, we consciously strove to give the competitors, the CLECs like the one Jason's associated with, a fairer chance than any they might have had under any explicit provision of the law. And he goes on to brag about how they were successful in creating all these companies. Now, I think that the failure there was the failure of the FCC, not the failure of the law itself.
You don't think that we need all these companies? I mean, I have mixed feelings about it myself because I don't know how many phone companies we actually need, but there seems to be no competition for local phone service anywhere.
Well, actually, you know, it's interesting. The real competition that's coming, first of all, everybody knows it's coming from your wireless phones, and a recent survey in USA Today showed that 20% of people now use their wireless phone as an alternative to their landline as their primary telephone. So it's coming from there. The second place it's coming from the cable companies. There are now about 1.5 million people getting their telephone service from companies like AT&T Broadband and Cox, who are providing it over upgraded digital cable systems. That's almost as many people as get their residential broadband service from the Bell operating companies, the telephone companies. So there's competition happening both ways, and that's all very healthy. But the scam here, really, the tragedy is that a lot of folks like Jason's company got into this in the case of COVID about 2 months after the Telecom Act was passed. A group of people, many of them former regulators, people associated with the regulatory process, lawyers, decided they were going to go start a telephone company. And what they've ended up doing is driving the stock up as part of this bubble. In the case of COVID, about $75 million were sold when the stock was at its peak by insiders. They walked off with the cash. The typical investors, average investors, were left holding the bag. The company is now in bankruptcy. We don't really know if it's going to come out. And that was just part of a larger phenomenon, Global Crossing, Level 3. When you look at companies like that, we just looked at 7 companies, and in those 7 companies, 60 people walked away with about $1.5 billion over the course of the last 2 years alone. Virtually all those companies are now in bankruptcy or near it. So,
I don't know if I'd want to...
So there was a bubble and there was a scam here, and that was helped by the FCC.
Well, I'm not absolutely sure that the Global Crossing folks and the CLEC should be lumped together when a lot of the problems the CLECs had were largely caused by the old guys that wouldn't let them get connections, and they held them up here and there, and it was...
That's what the COVID folks want you to say, but if you
Jeff, let Jason, you've been jumping all over the poor guy, and let's see what he says.
I think he's just trying to keep warm up there. Looks pretty chilly. You know, it's such a red herring argument. It really is, and it distracts from what the Bells are trying to do. There's one goal and one goal only in this legislative push they're making. They're doing it at the FCC. They're certainly doing it, as evidenced by Jeff's own work, in the PR arena. They're trying to distract from their...
Why are they even bothering,
access.
Jason? It seems to me that the phone companies have got a leg up on you guys anyway. They've pretty much pushed you out. I know in my area it's pretty difficult to get broadband without using one of the Pac Bell folks. They've already pushed you guys into pretty much oblivion, at least a lot of you, not all of you. So what's the point of this? What's the
certainly
point?
Not us. That's a great question. You know, if I were an investor in a Bell company, and the Bell company said, I want to go out and spend $1 billion upgrading my network, but first I want to eliminate the obligation to have a wholesale business. I want to fill 25% of that network instead of 75% of that network, I'd be suspicious. What this is about is a power grab. They had a monopoly for 100 years. They liked it, and they want it back. And they don't like competition. I really think you should be looking at this issue solely from the consumer's perspective. What did DSL deployment look like before 1996, before there was competition? It was zero. The technology was around for a decade, but the Bells didn't deploy it. Why? Because monopolies don't have any incentive to invest.
Well,
they don't have any incentive to innovate. We come along and we spark deployment, and we're serving hundreds of thousands of customers on our network.
Jason, I think that's arguable too, because we did have the cable guys come in that really kind of jacked these guys up too. Let's take a break. And when we come back, the FCC considers stepping in, find out what they plan to do next.
At Conoco, our speed and agility allow us to move freely in a competitive and constantly changing environment, which enables us to take advantage of any opportunity. Conoco. Think big, move fast.
Cheddar, this historic city of cheese is about to become a cyber city. When I push this button, the Cheddar website will open the markets of the world to us. What's happened?
We've been hacked. A secure infrastructure? IBM can help.
Mother always cries at the wedding.
Especially when it puts $10,000 on the credit cards.
How are we paying for this?
Check the freezer.
What if getting money from your home equity was this painless? Well, thanks to Ditech.com, it may be. Just call 1-800-71-FIXED or apply online now to refinance at a low rate to cash out some equity. We'll arrange an appraiser, notary, and even deliver to your door. Ditech.com, your mortgage solution delivered.
Thanks to the latest breakthroughs in hair loss technology, it's impossible to tell who is a hair club client. I am. And who's not. Call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for this free hair loss book and arrange to speak to a hair loss expert today. With some of the latest breakthroughs in hair loss technology, you really can't tell you've ever had a hair loss problem. And that's the point. So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB right now, and you'll be happy to say, I am. Call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now.
Welcome back. If you thought the Tozan Dingle bill was confusing, and the first segment of the show sure proved that, didn't it? Wait till you see the FCC's plans. The agency wants to change the rules surrounding telephone-based broadband internet access by giving it a new name, by simply calling it an information service rather than a telecommunications service. Jeffrey, explain what the ramifications of this name change would have.
Well, arguably what the name change would do is it would say when the Bells bundle their information services, if you get your ISP service and your DSL service from the same provider, and that provider is Verizon or Qwest or SBC, that those services would no longer be regulated, and the Bells could invest in the equipment and the facilities needed to provide those services without having the kind of resale and unbundling requirements that they currently or could be required to have under the law. Whether that's the right strategy or not, it's a different strategy from the one Tozan Dingle takes. Tozan Dingle would continue, as I said, to have those same services regulated, but with a much lighter touch of regulation in terms of open access, but not mandating price regulation in advance. So they're two different ways of getting to the same end.
Well, let me ask Jason what his perspective on the same thing is. Is it any different than that?
I agree with most of what Jeff said. The only point I would make is that the FCC's inquiry is into the regulation of the retail services provided by the Bells. The FCC does not have the power to eliminate the unbundling obligation because it's a matter of federal law, which is why Tozan Dingle would have amended it. So it's actually not something that accomplishes the same goal, and it doesn't really have any implications for COVID and other carriers.
It sounds to me as I'm going to have to take like a college course to get this thing straight. Let's take a phone call in the meantime. Taylor, how are you doing?
Good. How are you, John?
Fine.
Love the tie. Okay, let's go to Jeff in Arizona.
Jeff, go ahead.
Yes, the question I had was pertaining to if this were to take an effect. As it is right now, we have multiple backbones. If this would happen, we would only be going through our phone's backbone. This would cause a big bottle-up neck, and more than likely, price and raise.
I'm not so sure that's true. Jeff, how would you analyze the backbone issue? Because I just got a copy of the new ISP or Boardwatch magazine and the backbone issue, and there's a lot of cable out there from all kinds of different people.
Yeah, I think right now really the last concern is congestion or monopoly on the internet backbone. I think there's a lot of competition there. A lot of folks like Global Crossing and Level 3 have put a lot of fiber in the ground, and that fiber a lot of it is not being utilized today. So I don't think people need to be concerned about the backbone. Which
brings another point up. Why are you guys so concerned about why are you going to charge these new installations when there's so much stuff out there now? Why are you even considering new installations?
With information and letting them organize themselves biologically rather than through machinery to do computation such as addition.
But what's the point of making computers out of leeches?
Well, what computers don't have is the ability to organize themselves to get the answer. An ordinary computer, we have to micromanage everything that it does. Here, we only have to direct them towards the answer, and then they get the answer themselves, rather than us having to do every detail for them and then just hope they do it fast enough.
With the help of his team, Bill can wire the leech cells up to the electrodes and measure their activities. The more peaks, the faster the cell is firing. You can even listen to the cells chattering. Their challenge is to get the leech cells to do a sum, adding 2 to 3. For this, they need 2 nerve cells. First, they attach the electrodes using a microscope. This is one of them. Using the electrodes, they can stimulate the nerve cells, loading each cell with a number, and then by connecting the nerve cells together, they can add up the 2 numbers and fire out the answer. What you see on the screen here is a number 2 above and a number 3 below. The higher the number, the more nerve activity and the more peaks you see on the screen. Then it's time to connect the cells together, which will add the 2 to the 3. The pattern of activity changes, and now this top line represents the answer. There seems to be more peaks, and sure enough, using statistics, they confirm the answer is 5.
Our ultimate goal is really to build a computer that behaves more like a human being. If you think about it, a computer works great on your desk, but not so great in, say, a robot, where you can't lug around all this equipment and the supercomputer behind it. We want to be able to integrate both robotics, electronics, and this type of computer so that we can actually create more sentient-like robots, robots that actually behave more like biological creatures rather than the electronic monstrosities that we have now.
It may seem a long way to go from a calculator to a conscious robot, but if Bill's right, then leeches may play a role in the future of computing. Next, on Tomorrow's World, we visit a man-made wildlife park.
Tonight on TechTV. It's television's most entertaining technology show, The Screensavers.
This is the show where we make bad jokes and answer your tech questions. It's kind of marriage made in hell.
From games to gadgets to computers, see how technology can work for you on The Screensavers.
Fire it up!
The Screensavers, tonight at 7, 6 Central on TechTV, television about technology.
Bringing us closer, making us stronger, impacting our lives in remarkable ways. TechTV, the new television network about technology. TechTV, television about technology.
Tomorrow's World is presented by BMW, the all-new BMW 7 Series, a new perspective on driving.
Faster, faster, until finally your heartbeat matches the seams in the road. You continue on, over green-snaked waterways, and then you take a left, and go past yesterday's grain and tomorrow's bread. And then another left, and past lonely telephone poles, and over railroad tracks, once, twice, and then past an old elm tree that in the late afternoon sun casts a shadow like an old man's hand. And about a mile down, you'll see it on your left. There's a big sign out front. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
The new BMW 7. A new perspective on driving.
This is Madikwe in South Africa, near the Botswana border. Believe it or not, at one time there were only cattle grazing here as far as the eye can see. But now it's a huge game park created from scratch. Today the area is blooming with wildlife. There are over 13,000 animals here, from antelope and giraffe to lions and leopards, all feeding off the land and each other. This is the first park in the world to be set up by transporting huge numbers of animals into an area where few existed before. Overseeing the project is Dr. Marcus Hoffmeyer.
First introductions were the herbivores, the prey base, and the sort of animals that kind of impact on the vegetation. That's why we brought the elephant and the herbivores in. And only once they'd established themselves could we consider bringing in the predators.
It's the first time that so many different species of predators have been moved into a new region. If all goes well, the area should become a self-sustaining ecosystem. The hope is that by creating a whole new food line here, they can preserve the lives of some of the world's most endangered animals. Not only the glamorous species like these two rhinos, but also creatures like the African wild dog, Southern Africa's most endangered carnivore. Here they're safe from farmers who often kill them as pests, but they face another threat, rabies. So Marcus is trying to protect them with a domestic dog vaccine. First, he sedates one of the dogs using a dart gun, and then he injects the rabies vaccine.
Okay, I'm just giving her the injection here into the muscle.
This is the first time wild dogs have been vaccinated, and Marcus is hoping to discover how often he needs to do this to keep them free from rabies. If he's successful, Madikwe can lead the way in saving the wild dog in southern Africa. But Madikwe isn't just about helping wildlife. Local people are also benefiting from the pioneering approach. It's the first game reserve set up to bring wealth into a rural area by creating jobs, giving the people a stake in the park's survival. Projects like this bush clearing enables tourists to see the game easily, but most importantly, they provide real jobs where few existed before. The future of Madikwe depends on ensuring that the animals thrive by keeping a constant check on how they're adapting to their new home. The park is huge, so Marcus is using satellite collars to help him monitor the animals. Today he's going to replace an elephant collar on a young bull that was brought in from another park. The problem is he has to find him first. While one team goes in the jeep, Marcus goes in a helicopter, and he's spotted the elephant. He alerts the ground team of the location, and they follow as fast as they can. Then he has to sedate the animal using a dart. Shooting accurately from the air requires intense concentration. The dart hit home, and Marcus knows he's got to work fast to attach the collar and administer the antidote. If the elephant is down too long, its blood pressure and temperature will rise, putting its life at risk. Once the animal is on its side, they can get to work. The elephant keeps cool using its ears, so they're kept wet. Water is also poured onto its body. It's vital to keep the elephant's temperature down while the collar is being attached. Another member of the team monitors breathing to make sure the elephant's condition is stable. All is well, and he's sleeping peacefully. Once the new collar is fitted, it's time to wake the elephant by administering the antidote. Within seconds, the elephant rises to his feet. With his new collar in place, he's off to rejoin his family, and Marcus is able to establish that the herd is staying together. It's a powerful example of how science is contributing to the future of wildlife. Next, on Tomorrow's World, the extraordinary rocket that works like a helicopter.
I don't think we should see each other anymore.
It's the rash, isn't it? Listen, the doctor said it's just temporary.
No. It's your website. I need more content than that.
Our customers expect a lot from a website, because at Progressive.com, you can get our price for auto insurance and the rates for up to 3 leading competitors.
We want you to save money, even if it's not with us.
You could save hundreds. Call Progressive today.
Honey, you're going to be late for your interview.
I'm ready. Hair Club has been helping millions of people get educated on hair loss and what options actually work.
Hi, I'm here for the interview.
Oh, why don't you have a seat over there with the other applicants?
Hey, what are you looking at?
It'll only be a minute.
When you absolutely need to make a good impression, call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for the answers to thinning hair.
I felt so proud of myself because I had read a 24-chapter book. I thought, wow,
That Hooked on Phonics really works.
Presenting the newest version of Hooked on Phonics, now with 30 easy-to-use computer games to make learning fun. See an improvement in your child's reading in 4 weeks or your money back. Call in the next 10 minutes and receive National Geographic's 30 Memorable Years on 10 CD-ROMs free with your order. Call now, 1-800-ABCDEFG.
We are the fast cats in the global energy business. We're much leaner, more agile, and a lot more innovative than the other cats. And that's why to a fast cat, anything is possible. Conoco. Think big. Move fast.
You've all read this. Top Shelf Consultants. $2 million. Pure strategic thinking could put us years ahead. The board is psyched. I'm psyched. It's a brilliant plan. One question. Given our current technology, is this implementable?
No.
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 Strategies you can actually execute?
No.
Now there's a plan.
Still psyched?
Sign up for MSN. Use it to buy baseball cleats for son. And get tips on hand-eye coordination. Use it to search for child optometrists. And post photos of your son's first big catch. Want a great alternative to AOL? Microsoft Technology makes MSN more useful every day. Call now to sign up.
Ever since we first blasted into orbit, rocket scientists have been trying to come up with a cheaper way of journeying into space. One of the reasons that space travel is so expensive is that traditional rockets, which cost billions of dollars, can only be used once and are then thrown away. A fully reusable rocket may seem impossible, but here in a hangar in California's Mojave Desert, an attempt was made to do just that. This is a prototype rotary rocket called the Roton, and it's been designed by a small group of privately funded individuals who dream of getting into space without the help of NASA. Their radical design has 3 key steps to success. First, it's incredibly light. Conventional rockets are made of aluminum, but this one is made out of carbon graphite composite, very light and very strong. The engine design is even more radical. It uses kerosene and liquid oxygen rather than traditional rocket fuel. And instead of using heavy pumps to feed the 300,000 pounds of fuel to the engine, it uses a spinning motion. The fuel comes out of a tank in the center of the rocket and feeds 72 combustion chambers around the edge. With rockets, nothing can be left to chance. Here, at a test site in the desert, each of the combustion chambers is undergoing rigorous testing. The engineers gradually build up the burn time to the crucial 6 minutes it would take to get into orbit. Today, the target is 8 seconds. This is just one of the combustion chambers being linked up to the fuel supply. During the test, the center of the canister will be hotter than the surface of the sun. So, after they rigged it, the test site has to be cleared.
3, 2, 1, off.
Although this is just one of the 72 combustion chambers, the force of the blast is enough to shake the camera. Even if they get their rocket into space, the team have to get back to Earth in one piece. To do that, their radical idea is to turn their rocket into a helicopter. The rocket uses its rotors to glide gently back down to Earth, slowing down from several times the speed of sound to around 60 miles an hour. Then, just before it reaches the ground, tiny rocket engines on the tips of the rotor blades will be fired, allowing the Roton to hover for a few seconds before touching down gently. They've even built a simulator so that potential astronauts could attempt landing the Roton. The vehicle is now at 8,000 feet. First, the pilot starts a gentle turn towards the landing site, the Mojave Airport. The Roton is descending at about 2,500 feet per minute. That's a fairly slow rate of descent. At the moment, there are no rockets being fired. The spinning rotors are slowing the descent down. Compared to an airplane, the approach is steep. A conventional airliner comes down at 3 degrees. The roton comes down at about 45 degrees. It really is part rocket, part helicopter. As the ground gets nearer, the pilot needs to make small corrections to keep the landing site on target. At 3,000 feet, the tips of the rotor blades are powered up. The rotors spin much faster, creating extra lift that slows the descent down, allowing a soft and gentle touchdown for the vehicle. The whole landing only uses a couple of 100 pounds of fuel, which is important. All the fuel needed for landing has to be carried up into space, so more fuel means more weight. At about 50 feet, the pilot makes final adjustments for touchdown. Unfortunately, due to cost and other issues, the project has been put on hold, but this design still gives space enthusiasts